Okay, welcome to Poker Sports for us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. What's bring you to Argentina?
You know, I'm just kind of a homeless wanderer. My friends call me a nomad. So I don't live anywhere. I go to poker tournaments, and in between poker tournaments, I just wander. So I'll go to new countries that I've always wanted to visit, or maybe I meet some friends on tour and they'll invite me to their homes. So I actually have some friends from Chicago who own an apartment here, and they've always told me that Buenos Aires is an amazing city. So I just decided to, come live here for 2 weeks. So, I work from my computer, I play online poker, and I also do some business. So I just need an apartment and a computer, and I'm living here for 2 weeks.
So your friends recommended you to come here?
Yes, I love big cities. I love walking cities, and I lived in Chicago, and this city really reminds me of that because I can walk everywhere. They have nice high-rise buildings, and there's just a lot of culture, nice restaurants, and things going on. So I like being able to come downstairs and just have so much liveliness on the streets.
You're going to keep in Buenos Aires, or you're going to travel to some place?
I'm traveling in South America for a couple months. So I just did Brazil for 3 weeks.
Okay.
I went to a few different cities, and now I'm a little sick of being on a plane every 5 days. So I want to sit in one place for 2 weeks and just live and cook and exercise and be healthy. So I'm kind of taking a break here in Buenos Aires. And I've been enjoying it so much that I've added this city to my list of places I would possibly live one day.
Yeah.
So I like it that much, and I mean that. Yeah.
And then you're going to return to Chicago, or?
I don't have anywhere to return to because I don't have a home. So
That's amazing.
yeah. So we just finished the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas. So there was kind of a long break before the next tournament. So I just decided, hey, I've never been to South America, and I've always wanted to, and I have an opportunity. My friend offered me to stay in his apartment. So I'm just kind of wandering around South America, and the next tournament I have is in Florida in a few weeks. There's also some big online tournaments coming up, like W Coop on PokerStars and these things. So I cannot play from the United States, so I need to be somewhere outside. So that's also another reason why I'm on the road.
Where do you play more time? In which city?
I've played in Canada a lot, but this time I'm going to Mexico City. I'm going to stay there for 2 months and play for an entire month there during the PokerStars W Coop. So kind of different places all the time. I used to play a lot in Europe, but I cannot play online poker in Europe anymore. The time schedule is so bad.
Yeah.
I start playing at 5 p.m. and I finish at 5 in the morning, and the sun is coming up, and I feel terrible. But here the schedule is good, actually. Here in Canada and Mexico, it's very good.
You tell us you're from nowhere, but you have a place where you get your things. You have a TV.
Yeah, well, no, I don't. I have not had a TV in 8 years. So many people ask me, oh, do you know this TV show and this actor and this movie? And I'm so clueless to pop culture. So I have. I grew up in California.
Yeah.
I went to university in near Chicago, and I also lived there. But for 4 out of the last 6 years, I've been traveling without a home. So in California, I have a suitcase with some clothes.
Okay.
In Chicago, I have some boxes with clothes. In my friend's home in Poland and my friend's home in New York, I have clothes. So when I visit these friends or my family, then I switch my luggage. But I literally just have a backpack and a suit bag with everything in it. That's it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a
2
lifestyle.
check-in bags. Or no, sorry, no check-in bags.
No check-in
2
bag.
carry-on bags.
Okay.
Yeah.
And which is the worst place you've been?
Worst place I've been? That's a hard question. Normally people ask me the best place I've
Yeah,
been.
yeah, yeah.
You want to know the worst place? Let's see. I'm trying to think. I feel like I've been to some poker tournaments. I can't think of a name right now, but when I think of one, I'll tell you. But sometimes, sometimes in the United States, there have been some poker tournaments where they don't have it in the main city. They have it in a small city, like in Hammond, Indiana, I play, or in Gary, Indiana, where there's nothing to do in the city. But in Chicago, it's very nice, but it's an hour drive away. So I don't like playing tournaments in these little cities with nothing to do and you're just stuck in the casino. You know, I like when I go to Aussie Millions in Melbourne, like I love this because I have a whole city and I could do things and feel like a normal person, not just a degenerate in a casino.
Yeah. You tell us you're beginning Illinois. You studied economics there.
See,
It's
economics and business, yes.
Okay. And at that time, you go to Bellagio to play some cash games.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about that time.
So I'm in college. I'm playing poker in the dorms and on the internet. And I have my partner. His name is Ben LeFew. So he was kind of my rounding partner. Like in rounders, you have Worm. Like he was kind of my buddy.
Yeah. You have like 20 there.
Sorry?
20 years.
Sorry.
You are 20 years, 19, 18?
Yeah, well, I started university at 18, but I was there until 22.
22. Okay.
So yeah, I'm at college and I'd go to my friend and I say, hey, we've always talked about going to Vegas, like, let's go. He says, yeah, one day we go. I say, no, right now, let's go. And it's 3 a.m. And I say, we don't have any class tomorrow, no homework, everything is finished. I look up the flights. And I convinced him last minute to go. So at 3 a.m. we booked the flight, and in 4 hours we leave, and we flew to Vegas. We've never been there. Stayed at the Bellagio, played cash games, and we played 10-20 no limit, and he played 81-60 limit, and we both made maybe 7,000-8,000 US, and we're college students, and this is a lot of money for us, so we're feeling on top of the world. We fly back to school, we tell all our friends, we celebrate, and then we go back the next week and do it again. Yeah. So
on those years, you get broke one time?
Yeah, so I made about $180,000 playing online poker and some trips to Vegas. Yeah. In just about 1 week, I made $180,000 online. And I don't know bankroll management. No one's ever taught me any of these rules. Yeah. So I'm feeling on top of the world. I think that, every week I'm going to make this much money. Yeah. So I'm playing way out of my bankroll, stakes too big, and within the next year I lost everything. And this was a very tough period for me, very depressing, like it's very hard. I kept trying to play big stakes to make it back. And it took me about a whole year of just constantly trying to make it and losing it again. And I'm actually very happy I went through this period because it taught me the most valuable lessons about money management. And I think about it and say, hey, I'm happy this happened for $180,000. Then I win a tournament for $1 million or start a business and lose that kind of money, So it taught me some very valuable lessons, and I'm very happy I went through it. It made me a very stronger person and taught me a lot about myself.
But keep us when you broke. Where did you get the bank to go on playing?
To play again?
Yeah.
Well, I had many friends and peers and people who knew that I was a very successful poker player. So they had a lot of faith in my talent as a poker player. Yeah. So they knew that I had the capability to, play and beat these games. It was just a matter of having the maturity to manage my bankroll financially well. So yeah, I mean, I had some friends who had faith in me, and I'm very fortunate for that. Yeah. And because of them, I was able to get staked and build my bankroll back up.
And which level of cash did you play at that moment? 10, 20? But
what's funny is when I was 19 and 20 playing poker, I played much higher stakes than I do now. Because I was playing 100, 200 no limit. No. And at this time, that is the biggest game that ever exists online. There's nothing bigger at this time. Sure, yeah. So even at one point, I had $40,000 to my name, and I'm putting in 20,000 into one game, half of my bankroll. So I was kind of this fearless young kid that had talent, but didn't know bankroll management. But I'm very happy that I experienced this because I was playing against the best players in the world, and I didn't know who they were, because I didn't ever watch poker on TV. I didn't know any online forum. So I'm competing against the best in the world, and I have no fear. And now I think because of this, when I'm playing in a big tournament for millions of dollars, and I can bluff all in all my chips and it doesn't bother me at all. I don't get emotional, I don't get scared. It's because I've been through the worst, you know, I've made the money, I've gone broke, and I'm back and everything's okay. So it kind of taught me that, you know, no matter what, you're going to be fine.
And which of the players at those tables are now mega pro? Like when you play high stakes?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was playing against Ram Vaswani, Prahlad Friedman, just to name a couple. And again, I had no idea who these people were. They were just some screen name, you know?
That's helped you?
Sorry?
That's helped you in the decisions on the table?
Well, it's just because I'm playing against them and there's such good competition, but I did not know who they were. So because of that, I had no fear to play against them. And that taught me that today, you know, many people sit against a pro and they're very scared and intimidating. And a big part of being successful is being confident. And because I did not know who these people were, I was very confident. Maybe if you know who they are, you're scared and you're not as confident.
Yeah,
so this kind of taught me that don't let the psychology and confidence scare you. Instead, you can have the confidence and, you know, that will help you play better.
If you respect the bankroll, it's very difficult to get in high stake. So, do you recommend to get a shot in some place in some moment?
Yeah, you know, that's actually one of the most difficult things because there's two types of poker players. One, they have very bad bankroll management, but they're fearless, and the other type is too conservative. So the too conservative, they never make it to the high stakes. They don't experience. So I think I'm very lucky that I was able to have this experience. So I think it is good to take shots, but it's calculated risks. So, you know, maybe if you have a bankroll to play, you know, 10-20 no limit, maybe take a percentage of that and say, hey, I'm going to be very risky with the top 20% of my bankroll and take a shot. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm going to go back to my rules. But, you know, take a small percentage of it that you can afford to lose. And in your head, before, say, if this is gone, I'm okay with it, you know? This money is gone now. So that way, when you lose it, you don't feel bad, you know?
For sure. Let's go to the first session that you get a lot of money. What do you do with that money? Because you don't...
Yeah, I remember there was this time when me and my partner, Ben LeFew, we made so much money in poker. And, you know, when we were young, both of our parents were, you know, kind of strict. They taught us good values, like don't waste money, don't buy stupid toys that you don't need. And, you know, when you're a kid, you want everything, you know, games, this and that. Yeah. So one day we're walking on the street in Vegas and we see some guy selling a flying helicopter. We said, okay, we buy this and we fly helicopters. And then we see someone else, walkie-talkies, and we just thought it was funny to buy all the toys and things we wanted when we were kids that we couldn't have. Also, you know, in college, I'm sitting in a small dorm room, and we bought a TV and a poker table for the room and nice furniture, and no student had, you know, these things, and we rented out the bar and threw an entire party. So we're kind of just like excited that we can live this lifestyle and do all these things that normally young kids are not allowed to do because they don't have the money to spend like that.
The style you have in tournaments that we can see is the same that you should have that you have in cash at those times? In
cash games or with spending money?
No, it's in cash game, the style. Hyper aggro.
No, I think back in when I was playing cash games, you can be very crazy and aggressive and push people around and make a lot of money doing that. But now the competition in cash games have gotten very tough because there's a lot of training videos and on the forums a lot of strategy. So if you play like this, then smart players know how to take advantage of you. So you can no longer just bully people around. You have to know the fundamentals, understand the math, and study the game. So in tournaments, though, there's this aspect of you can push people around and put them in very tough decisions for their tournament life. Whereas in a cash game, you know, if you put someone in a tough decision, they can call, and if they lose, they buy in again. Whereas in a tournament, you cannot buy in again. So there is this emotional fear that people have in tournaments that you can take advantage and push them around.
We're talking about your style, and I'm going to show you a tape that I have.
Yeah.
And now they are playing the tape.
Okay.
So you can tell me if this is true. What
Okay.
are you going to see?
I'm crazy, aggressive, I'm unpredictable, I'm unorthodox. I mean, I didn't learn poker from, reading books, reading forums, watching videos the way most of the people did. So because of that, I kind of have a lot of other edges.
That's true.
Yeah, it's 100% true. Most people you talk to, how do they learn poker? They read books, they read forums, and they watch videos. So, those are all very good things to do. But the problem is, if everybody learns to play like this, then everybody plays the same, and you know how everybody thinks. Whereas I didn't learn from those things. I learned my own way, just playing and experimenting and talking with people. So because of that, it's hard. People don't understand how I think because I learned differently. And I think that just kind of shows that, there's trends in poker, and you can't be with the trend. You have to be ahead of the trend. You have to be ahead of the curve. It's the same with business. It's the same with anything in life, You have to take it a step further and think, what is it that they are not doing that I can do,
But your aggression in poker is obviously selective. You are not a maniac. You select the people to play with, and then you make the move.
Yeah, some people, they try to play my style, and they're crazy and they're a maniac all the time. But what a good player can do is you can pick which opponents are good to do which strategy against, because some players, if you play like a maniac against them, then they get very scared and they shut down, so you can attack them. Some players, if you play like a maniac at them, they will fight back with you, and that could be dangerous. So against this type of player, maybe you need to sit back a little and not play too crazy. So you need to understand what strategy to play against different types of people. And that's where the psychology comes in, and being able to... A lot of people think that reading people at the poker table is just tells, Like in rounders, you see the Oreo cookie and, okay, he's bluffing.
Or base the decision of the tells.
Yeah, but tells is also about reading the psychology of how they think. So if I bully this person, is he going to get scared or more aggressive or more conservative? So that's what tells are, reading the personality. How does this person react to aggression?
Can anyone be successful in poker copying styles? If I want to play like you, I could be successful in poker, or I have to have my style?
I think what's important is a lot of people, like what you just said, they copy people's style, but you can't just emulate what someone's doing. You have to understand the fundamentals of why they're doing it. Why does this work? Because a lot of people, they say, the professional raises 2 times the big blind or 3 times the big blind, so I will do the same thing. And maybe it works for a little bit, but at the end of the day, they don't understand why are they doing this, Why is this a better strategy? So it's about understanding the fundamentals and the math behind it and the psychology behind it. I think the best way is take styles from many different players and experiment with them, and certain styles will seem more right for you, because there's no one style out there for poker, and that's what makes this a beautiful game. You can play the opposite way that I play, and we are both playing very good styles of poker. So you need to try everything and just see what feels most natural to you, because at the end of the day, you play a style that is what your personality is. And I always say that my style is the same way that I dress, because I dress sometimes really crazy at the table, and sometimes I dress very conservative, but shirt tucked in, a suit. So it's the same way I play. Sometimes I play crazy, sometimes I can be conservative, and it's unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get.